There's something nice about constantly revisiting a film over and over and over. I'm a little bit, not bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm a little like, I'm torn. I feel torn. Yeah. I'm excited to be here talking about Toy Story. Don't get me wrong.
Of course.
I just feel like I've talked about Toys. Like, I feel like every time we do Pixar, we're like, well, and Toy Story, So, I don't know. If everything I say you've heard before, then forgive me.
What I will say, though, is there are other films that come up on a frequent basis. So, like, whenever we have votes based off turn of the century unsinkable ships that have starring Leonardo DiCaprio, we always revert back and talk about Titanic. But
that's true.
Like, so I mean, you got to be just acknowledge how we revert to some movies when it makes sense for them to come up, and that's just how life is.
Yeah, that's fair. I hadn't. You've made me see the light. I had not. I had not considered this horrible Titanic example. I'm
going to hijack things for a minute. Welcome to the Movie Men podcast. I'm Peter. That's Brady. I'm going to hijack things by giving you like a quick bit of trivia on our show. We didn't acknowledge it formally, and it's not a rounded anniversary of like 25 years or 10 or something, but we did just recently hit a 3-year anniversary of our podcast. And
whoop, whoop.
Yeah, I mean, that's special. Like, 3 years is more than 2, it's more than 1, it's more than none. So
still the only sound effect I have is so I
that's not appropriate. No. And so anyway, I want to just pick your brain, and maybe the avid listener will have these answers. Maybe they won't. Maybe they joined partway through the show. But I just want to pick your brain on a couple things, and you'll see where I'm going with it in a second. But I want to ask you, Brady, and the listener, but mainly Brady, what was the first film? What was the first film you and I reviewed on an episode?
It's one of two, and I can never remember which came first.
Lay it on me.
I think our first vote was Aladdin, but I think that before we did Aladdin, we did one film that wasn't a vote, and I think that was the Lego Movie.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'll give it to you. Actually, no, you basically got it. The only thing that was out of sequence, we did do Aladdin. That was our very first episode. It was our very first vote. Lego Movie came a bit later. So that's, you know what? For 3 years, that's good. Like, you have a good memory. The Sudoku puzzles you were doing are helping you. Just keep doing what you're doing.
We watched them both in your living room. That's all I remember.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who was our first guest?
I was thinking about this the other day.
Sure.
Because you said on the... So the first couple of guests we had were friends of yours.
Sure.
Who I've only ever met once when doing... like, I've only ever really interacted with once when recording those episodes. And they were within, like, the first 10 episodes we started having someone on.
Right. Yep.
I know that the first episode we had a guest for was The Lion King.
Okay.
I think.
That's correct. Yep.
And was it someone named Matthew?
Kevin Pennington.
See, so this is the thing, because I was like, so the other day when I was listening to Top Gun, in the Top Gun episode, you give a shout out to a guy named Zach.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I know that name. I realized that there's like 3 or 4 guests that we've had. And I can't remember. Like, I would have to go back and look because I don't know who they are. I don't remember their names.
They're friends of mine. You've met them in passing, like just, hey, welcome to the show tonight. We're hanging out.
Hour and a half at a time at most.
Yeah.
Right. And so it was like, I don't know these people. I don't.
Yeah.
So, So, but we've had a Matthew on for Star Wars.
Insidious.
We've had a Matthew. We've had a Kevin. Has Zach been on the show?
No, Zach.
No.
needs to be on the show, and he will be. He is a listener. He's a friend of the show. He's a friend of mine. We almost had him on for The Last Jedi, and we had technical issues. And just with COVID and life and busyness, it hasn't aligned yet. But we
were still figuring out remote guests at that point. We still kind of are.
On the topic of a 3-year anniversary, we've come a long way, and I hope the listener enjoys it, because as a result, the audio quality is just so much better. And I hope I think it has a trickle-down effect, because instead of you and me stressing about technical things, we can just be more fluid and have better conversations. And I hope it just has a better overall production value of just things, or it's more easy listening in many facets. But
because we had tech issues with Blue Jay's dad as well. Like, we were able to iron them out, but I think he tuned in from like a Starbucks or something.
Yes.
So there's all this like background noise and whatever. Oh. Yeah.
When I think about it, it was the Wild
Stupid
West.
Starbucks.
The Wild West, stupid Starbucks. But my final question, and this will round things out, as far as making it 3 and where we're going here. What was our first new release film that we did?
Toy Story 4.
And that is why it makes sense for us to do Toy Story.
Yeah. But there were a couple in a row.
Out.
Like, it was maybe not in a row, but close together. Like, it was like Toy Story, The Lion King,
Spider-Man Far From Home,
and then like Joker was in there.
All these like crazy, iconic, big deal releases all kind of happened in alignment with us starting our podcast. Like, it was like big event.
I'll just never forget your face walking out of Joker. You're just like, didn't want to socialize. You were like, you were a shell of a man.
More questions. I literally think that's the last movie you and I have watched in person together,
which is bullshit.
Yeah. What have we watched together?
No, I'm saying it's the fact. Sorry. It's a fact, and that fact is bullshit.
Yes, I completely agree.
Reconvene.
Just, you know me, and I know me, and I hope the listener has come to know us by joining us. That just the fact that I watched the Joker, and like that is like on the shelf of like the last movie we watched together, is just like so funny in a way. It's just,
oh yeah,
if you don't laugh, you cry.
See, the difference is like, now it would be, I don't think I would, would I come to you? We would have to meet like in the middle to see a movie, because I would be like, because here's the thing. If we're going to meet together to see, so for the listener, we live about 2.5 hours apart.
Sure.
And so, like if you're new to the show and you haven't heard this, the fact that we sound like we're in the same room looking across from each other is an editing miracle.
Right.
No, if we were to do it, it would have to be for like a new Star, like it would be a movie like Star Wars or something like that was so big and so groundbreaking and such a big deal that I would also say, okay, well, we're not watching this in the small town movie theater that.
Yes.
Right. Like you're coming and we're watching it in IMAX, or we're doing at least a Dolby Atmos experience, because it's not happening. Not happening. Cool.
Well,
I have trivia for you.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Like, this never happens.
No.
Don't play the music. I don't have music for you. So do boop. Yeah, that's
wow.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have Toy Story trivia.
Okay.
Not a shit ton, but I didn't skimp either. So I have a couple of like interesting little things first to say.
Great.
One is that Tom Hanks's brother Jim Hanks does the voice for Woody in video games and pull string toys and stuff like that, with if it's just like they can't afford Tom Hanks, or Tom Hanks is too busy, or whatever.
I heard that. Yeah.
Toy Story owes its existence to The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh.
because prior to The Nightmare Before Christmas, Disney was reluctant to have animated films that were like shopped out to other studios. And so when Nightmare Before Christmas was such a success, that opened up their willingness to collaborate with studios like Pixar, which at the time Disney did not own. So,
okay.
Yep. That's, yeah. What do I have here? Just a bunch of stuff about like early versions of the film. It doesn't really matter. Who was originally supposed to be the voice of Buzz Lightyear?
Okay.
Was it A?
Okay.
Tim Allen. Was he just the original?
Was he? Yeah. Okay.
B. Robin Williams.
Okay.
C. Nicolas Cage. Or D. Billy Crystal.
Oof. Okay. I have to acknowledge my bias or my unfair advantage. I did some reading on these things. I don't actually know because the only things I read were very speculative. Like, it was like a list of 12, maybe even like 14 different names. And so at that point, when it's listing that many names, it's like how many were actually considered and how much is just an internet troll making things up or speculating on things. So some of these names that you listed are like, yeah, I've heard. So I don't actually know. But so considered for Buzz. Actually, just adding to the troll thing, I think I heard some of those names listed for considered for Woody. So that just goes to the internet, quote unquote trivia that isn't really on the up and up. Okay, for Buzz. I'm not Nicolas Cage. Not Nicolas Cage. I'm just going to go with Robin Williams just because Tim Allen, again, doesn't scream out to me like the obvious choice. Obviously, he excelled at it. And coming off, what's that thing called? Aladdin. I think it just makes sense to say, hey...
They liked working with him.
We like working with him. He's a dynamic personality. If nothing else, if the graphics suck, if this thing just falls flat on his face, at least Robin Williams will sell tickets. So that's what my guess would be.
So the answer is Billy Crystal. And Billy Crystal has said, so he just simply declined. He wasn't interested. Okay. And Billy Crystal has gone on record a couple of times saying that throughout his entire career, that is the only regret that he has.
Jeez.
Yeah, that he passed up Toy Story. Because, yeah, it just didn't know what it was going to become.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see Billy Crystal. I just don't. And I guess...
And then we wouldn't have had him likely as Mike Wazowski, which would have also been a shame.
Yeah. You know what? I history worked its way into what was best. So,
sure. Question number 2.
Yes.
Why isn't Andy's dad around? Is it A, because Toy Story creator John Lasseter also didn't have a father and he was trying to add a personal touch to the film?
Okay.
Was it B, financial reasons? Was it C, that they were trying to make a political statement about families and nuclear families? Or was it D, that the creators believed that showing a abnormal, not your stereotypical mother, father, children thing would help normalize that and educate children?
I feel like two of those are similar, like in the same ballpark. Like in a Venn diagram, they have some overlapping things about like making the political statement and like normalizing it. So I'm going to go with the Lasseter connection, saying like, hey, it was his own personal touch of wanting to, recreate something that was personal to him. So that's what I would go with.
So this is 1995, and it is the first full-length computer-generated animated film. And even to this day, humans are hideously expensive to animate. and Andy's dad just wasn't necessary for the story. And so
was it financial reasons?
They left him out because it was just too expensive to also have a second parent.
Oh, that's so true. Because I was like smirking at that one because I'm like, it's not that. Like, you literally empty the bank for Tom Hanks and Tim Allen and everyone under the sun. But there's more to cost than just hiring the actor to voice the part. You're right. There's the whole animation component. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Final question, and then one more fun little tidbit.
Perfect.
I'll give you the tidbit first. In order to really wrap their minds around what they were doing and try to get the movement of toys right, the animators for a couple of days nailed boards to their sneakers so that they were forced to walk around and behave like army men to really to really get a feel for like what this should be and what it should look like.
No way.
Yeah.
Talk
Final
about
question.
Method acting.
Final question. This movie saved what toy from, what popular toy was really struggling with sales and saw a 20% sale increase once this film finished? Was it A, Army Men?
Okay.
B, Mr. Potato Head? C, Etch-a-Sketch?
Oh.
Or D, The Barrel of Monkeys?
Oh. My initial, before you listed any, was Army Men. But I think it's Etch-a-Sketch just because that's, I believe that's a brand. So that's what I'm going to go with just because it's like a specific thing.
Right.
So I think there'd maybe be different brands of like Army Men or Monkeys or... I'm going to go with Etch-a-Sketch.
All right. And you are correct, sir. Yeah,
yes!
Etch-a-Sketch saw a 20%. So it's not its own brand. It's made by Ohio Art Company.
Oh, okay.
Just like Mr. Potato Head is Hasbro and stuff like that.
Sure. Sure.
But yeah, it was really struggling. And then Etch, the character in the movie, brought on a 20% sale increase in Etch-a-Sketches after Toy Story, which makes sense. Jeez. Like I had an Etch-a-Sketch and
sure.
And, no doubt I was maybe not entirely. I mean, it was back in the day. I had like a Light Bright. I had like a Creepy Crawlers oven.
Light Bright.
I had like, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I never had an Etch-a-Sketch, but that was the toy of choice when I went to a store and I could pick a toy off the shelf to play with while we were at the store, and then I had to put back when it was time to leave.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Your parents were too cheap to buy you an Etch-a-Sketch? What? Like,
I don't like.
Clearly, you wanted one.
I don't think I actually wanted one, or else I would have got one for a birthday or something.
Right.
I think I just I got all my jonesing for Etch-a-Sketching out at the store, and then it was time to go, and I'm like, yeah, I've had enough. That's enough.
Huh. All right. So there you go. That's my trivia.
I applaud you. Thank you, sir. That was fun. I also have a couple things that I want to just lay out just fact-wise. Factoids.
Go for it.
Again, I don't know what to believe because these were not from reputable sources. Just like different things like the Robin Williams, even like Clint Eastwood, quote unquote, considered for Woody. I don't know. Chevy Chase for Buzz, I could maybe see. I saw some things floated around. Jim Carrey also considered for Buzz, and they were gonna find like a bit of an old school. I think it was like Randy. I can't remember the name, but they were going to find a bit of an old school Hollywood actor for Woody and Jim Carrey for Buzz, and kind of have like an old school, new school thing of just like out with the old, in with the new, kind of embodied in the toys. I did not know Steve Jobs was as associated with Disney as he was. I didn't realize he was the largest individual shareholder. I just noticed his name as an executive producer for this film. So that was news to me. And talking about a mistake that almost happened during the production of the film, apparently Steve Jobs made a private call to one of the producers, trying to convince this producer to use Bob Dylan as the writer and performer for the soundtrack. To which I go, good God, no.
Can you imagine Toy Story without Randy Newman?
I feel like there's the power of music in film. And so like I feel like a musicless film is one thing, but I feel like then having a bad soundtrack is even worse than a musicless film. And
Sure.
like a bad soundtrack is what, for me, Bob Dylan would have done for this iconic thing.
Well, Disney was lobbying for this to be a musical. And so
I did see that.
yeah,
And I don't
so the soundtrack could have been very different.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it's easy for us to say of this film that caught lightning in a bottle, and maybe it would have been an incredible musical. I don't know, but as it's constituted now, it doesn't really fly for me as a musical.
No.
This is just an interesting tidbit for me of just like the dynamics of, I never think about what it's like a day in the life of an actor, so I found this interesting. Tom Hanks recorded his dialogue between breaks in films, but it worked out that he recorded it in the breaks between Sleepless in Seattle and A League of Their Own. So he did it in a break between two comedies, and he specifically didn't want to record his dialogue between Philadelphia and Forrest Gump. And I guess I just get it from a practical perspective of like being in a mindset of comedic elements and light elements instead of doing it between very serious dramatic roles.
Yeah.
It would be hard to be up and down on a roller coaster of just taking breaks and doing something high, then doing something low, or, it's one thing to do these things, but to do them back and forth, I think would be very difficult. So that I found that interesting.
I love that you just referenced Forrest Gump as a very serious dramatic role. That was
well,
I get it. Yeah, it's got like it's a goofy movie.
You're right, like,
with
compared to the tone of Philadelphia, you're right. Like it's a very Forrest Gump is serious, but it's very light comparatively. It's all about comparatively.
Yeah.
Two more things, and then that's it. Full production for Toy Story employed approximately 110 people, compared to The Lion King, which had 800 employees.
Jeez. Well, you got a lot of people drawing stuff, right?
You got a lot of people drawing stuff, computers taking jobs. The last thing, and this is just peculiar. This is obviously it's shining references in the Toy Story franchise. And it's obviously just something that the creators like the film and just put Easter eggs in, because it doesn't really make sense associating the two. But in Toy Story 3, like there's a room 237, which is the room in The Shining where a lot of the haunting, like I think it's the most haunted room at that hotel. So like there's that. I never noticed this, but there's like a definitive group of people like who noticed the comparison between the carpet in the hotel of The Shining and the carpet in Sid's room, and just this hexagonal pattern, and it's just very similar.
In the hallway, the upstairs hallway of Sid's
house. The upstairs hallway,
yeah.
Pardon me, yeah. And just there's a few other ones like in Toy Story 4. There's the dummies and whatnot that
we don't speak of that movie.
We don't speak of that movie, but I remember when I saw Toy Story 4, the first movie we reviewed, first new release we reviewed together. Even there's a component where they knock over like a toy box or something, and it plays a song, and it plays the old iconic song "Midnight, the Stars and You," which is the iconic ending song in The Shining. And so I just find it weird that there's all these obviously elaborate Easter eggs for like what people would deem an iconic horror film in this children's franchise. Like it's just such a weird pairing. And I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, and Pixar is notorious for doing that, though. Like referencing their own films, referencing animators from the films, referencing upcoming. Like if you watch any Pixar movie, there are hints at future Pixar projects. Yeah. So, interesting question then. How many other Pixar films have referenced Toy Story?
Well, I mean, in a way, you'd have to go all of them with the whole Pizza Planet truck.
With the pizza, yeah. So not specifically. So there's excluding Pizza Planet and the Luxo ball.
Oh. Actually, I'm drawing a blank because nothing is like obtusely sticking out to me going like, oh yeah, this is reference. Like I don't know. Like how many? Like
so the answer is 6.
Okay.
So in A Bug's Life,
I'm just full stop. I'm glad it's 6 and it's not like 20 or something, and I'm just oblivious to this happening.
So in A Bug's Life, in one of the bloopers that play during the end credits, Flick, as he is about to take flight, quotes Buzz Lightyear's catchphrase to infinity and beyond instead of for Colony and for the oppressed ants everywhere. In an additional blooper, it features Woody as a crewman running the clapperboard. In Monsters, Inc., this is the one that references it the most. Andy's cloud wallpaper is shown while Randall is practicing his scares.
Right.
When Boo returns home at the end, a Jessie doll is seen on her table.
What?
During a blooper, while Mike and Sully are walking to work, they wait at a crosswalk next to Ted's leg, who roars and stomps his feet. The camera zooms out to reveal that the leg belongs to Rex.
Oh.
A larger version of a clown toy from Andy's room appears at the laugh floor near the end by the laugh canisters. The toy airplane that Buzz lands on when he's first attempting to fly is seen on the shelf at the beginning of the film.
Oh.
In Finding Nemo, when Nemo is frantically looking for a way to escape the fish tank, in the dentist office, a Buzz Lightyear action figure can be seen lying next to the toy box in the waiting room. Nice. In Cars, the tires of all the Piston Cup racers are Lightyear Buzzard tires, a reference to Buzz Lightyear, obviously. In WALL-E, Rex is seen in Wally's house. Ham can be seen in Wally's house when Eve visits. And the orange traffic cones from Toy Story 2 can be seen in garbage piles and in Wally's room.
Oh, neat.
And finally in Up, the grape soda brand for the bottle cap that Ellie gives to Carl is the same as seen in the Buzz Lightyear commercial in Toy Story.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and Lotso Hug'n Bear can be seen as the balloons pass the child's room.
Oh. Huh.
So there you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Some blatant, like characters are in these other films.
Right.
Yeah. So, cool.
Neat.
Cool. All right, let's talk about Toy Story half an hour in.
We have been. Initial impressions. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, it's Toy Story. You know, the film that started it all, the timeless classic, the film that never looks as good as you remember it looking, for whatever reason. You go back, like it still looks great, but you go back and you're this is their inaugural computer animated film, huh?
We're like episode 194-ish in. And you've said that, and I think early on you said that, and I always thought you were being a bit of a snob. Like, I'm like, Brady, with your technical backgrounds, I think you're a little honing in on it more than other people. Just, it's okay, it's 1995. But you're right, like, even myself, I have now, watching it more recently, gone, great moments, visually, but there are some moments where it's like, ooh,
yeah, like even the leap between Toy Story and Toy Story 2 is huge.
Oh, massive. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's only 4 years, essentially.
But I mean, my initial impression is it's Toy Story. I mean, you're a total piece of shit if you don't like Toy Story. Like, I don't know how.
Okay, listen.
I don't know how you, like,
I don't think that's true.
What miserable monster sits in their armchair drinking cognac going, I hate Star Wars. Like, it just doesn't exist. So, my initial impression, or Toy Story. Well, I mean both are applicable.
Both apply. I won't go as far as that.
All right. What are your initial impressions then, sir? You holding back pansy? Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to start off my initial impressions with some shout-outs. Aaron Mader with the vote of his where he said, definitely the most impactful on the movie industry as far as Toy Story, which is a bold statement, but one that has some merit. And I got a kick out of Andrew's vote where he said, out of context, I guess we never really pulled this back. This was a vote episode where there were 4 voting options: Toy Story, Babe, Tom and Huck, and Pocahontas. Toy Story won by leaps and bounds. Babe came close, hence the bonus episode. But of these, we had multiple pig talking episodes as a potential, and Andrew's vote was, I want a movie about an adventure of a talking pig. So Toy Story it is then. And I got a kick out of
which
that.
I take issue with as soon as I saw it, because Ham doesn't actually leave Andy's bedroom until Toy Story 2. That's when he goes on an adventure. So,
well, I mean, he is moved, and that is an adventure.
No.
Oh, that is an adventure.
That's like saying, I gotta pause my movie and get up to go take a leak, and I hope nothing happens to me on this adventure. Should have brought my handkerchief.
Listen, going to take a leak is more dangerous than you know.
Maybe at your age, I'm still okay. That's not. There's no the treacherous waters of going and peeing. Do you pee? Do you have to get up and pee in the middle of the night?
No, I'm not 94.
No, I'm just like I've never had to get up and pee in the middle of the night. Like I can drink an entire glass of water before I go to bed.
Oh.
And I'll wake up in the morning and like really have to go, but I will never wake up in the middle of the night having to go to the washroom ever.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It depends. I usually stop drinking a little bit before bed just to...
Oh, see, there you go. I can also drink a coffee and then go to sleep. Like
I cannot do that.
Yeah. So which all of these things make up for the gray hair in my beard. And that's what I'm telling myself. Yeah.
I will be saying adventure is defined as an unusual and exciting, typically hazardous experience or activity. So it says nothing about actually going from spot A to spot B or leaving the house. So I will still say it's an adventure of a talking pig.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about peeing still. I was like, I don't think that fits the...
No.
Again, I think you're doing it wrong if it's like...
It's an adventure.
If you start getting nervous sweats before approaching the urinal at your local movie theater, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. No. Pig adventure, not urinating adventure.
All right.
Yeah. Initial impressions. Objectively, yeah. For me personally, what an absolutely monumental achievement, both as a trailblazer, Pixar animation, obviously. Also as the soundtrack, amazing. Just the actual, the soundtrack orchestra. It's like the orchestral moments are great, but the actual songs by Newman are incredible. And there's so many Hollywood moments where you see lightning that was caught in a bottle and you go, that is the only choice they could have made. And Newman for this film, I don't know how this came to be. Like, I don't know who would have said in a board meeting, I think Randy Newman's the missing piece for our missing puzzle.
It's a weird choice.
And 100 times out of 100, if I was there in 95, would have gone, no. Not only no, but don't come up, you're not on the ideas table anymore.
Yeah, you're fired.
You're fired. And I look at it now and I go, perfect, iconic. Couldn't have, there is no one on this earth who could have captured the emotions that needed to be conveyed in these songs and moments. So it's incredible. But obviously the transcending elements in this just hits on so many human experiences, and that's what started Pixar being so Pixar. You get everything in this. You get Buzz with his existential crisis. You get Andy and Woody's changing relationship, and you get some jealousy and the answer of what each individual's purpose is, and just the fascination of new and forgetting the old, and that gets explored a bit in the sequels as well about the space race and Sputnik and forgetting westerns and stuff. But just I obviously love it. I grew up with it, so I'm a bit biased, but it's an incredible film. And my hot take, of all the Pixar films, Toy Story is, I believe now, actually, it says, when I read this, when it was written, it was the shortest movie of all the Pixar films to date. That may have changed, like, if this was written 4 or 5 years ago, so maybe there's like 1 or 2 that are a bit shorter. But at a time, quite recently, it was the shortest Pixar film. And my hot take, whether it's not by definition the shortest anymore, it's definitely in the top 3 of the shortest. That is one element that makes this movie so good, and maybe that's an element that has been lost in some of the more recent films that aren't as good. So
interesting.
Maybe my point is saying length is not an issue for films for me, but don't put filler in or don't feel obligated to stretch it out to 90 minutes. An hour and 21 is more than enough. If you're telling the story you need to be told and you're doing it emotionally and with conviction, I don't need 2 hours. I don't need an hour 45. Just do what's authentic to the story you're telling. And so that's my hot take. That's why this is so iconic, and that's maybe something that's been missed in some of the failures of Pixar.
And that's interesting because, like, I would wager that was, like, the runtime of this film is less of a creative decision and more of we're treading new water. It's very expensive. It's very complicated. Like, I'm guessing at an hour and 21, they were tapped out in more way than one.
That's so interesting. That's a really good point. Yeah, because that's such a good point. Because it may not have just been a creative decision. It could have been an unintended consequence of, listen, we have no more resources. That's it.
Yeah, like Nightmare Before Christmas is short. Because what a beast of a movie to, you're taking photographs and posing things frame by frame by frame by frame. Yeah. So yeah, you don't make it 2 hours because that's literally months more of work. And millions upon millions of dollars. Like, yeah. No kidding. So, cool. What do you dislike about this movie?
Not a lot. You hit on it already. If we could have gotten the animation from Toy Story 2 in Toy Story 1, like if the technology was just 4 years a bit better, that's really my main beef, honestly. It's just
which is something you can't even hold against it. Like,
you can't hold it against it, but you can't ignore it.
That's fair. I agree.
I would say there's some elements that maybe drag a little bit. Some of the sequences once we get up in Sid's room, I do wonder if we need the brief animosity between these disfigured toys and Woody and Buzz, and thinking there's some animosity here of they're going to kill us, they're going to eat us. I feel that Sid's presence is enough of a conflict to say we are screwed or we're going to be left behind by Andy. Like, that's enough of a conflict. Being lost toys is enough of a conflict. It didn't ruin the movie for me, but if there's some things like that where if you had eliminated the scene of the hostility and just gone straight into, hey, these other toys feel marginalized and bullied by Sid, let's join up with them, I feel the film would have had the same hitting points and great moments, and I just wonder if that was a little bit unnecessary.
I could not disagree more.
I love it.
Because that scene is not about conflict.
Okay.
That is a lesson in judging a book by its cover. They're these ugly, deformed toys, and so the instant assumption is they're cannibals, they're monsters, we're afraid of them, and they're like the biggest sweethearts. They're arguably morally better characters than Woody is.
They are.
Right? Woody's a real piece of crap in this film for most of it.
I will neither confirm or deny, but what I will say is they are very benevolent. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think that's a powerful, powerful moment of like realizing these are not only not monsters because of their appearance, but they have value and there are our friends. And And yeah. No, I think it's a super powerful thing.
I definitely won't back down of what I could have done without, because that segment, again, I could bypass it. But you've definitely made a really good point, and I have an ear for it. That's a really good point, I will say.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I could do without Sid's sister. Sally doesn't do anything
really?
for me. Yeah.
What?
What value does she offer the film?
I mean, she leads to the iconic, hilarious moment where Buzz Lightyear's having the tea party with the headless dolls.
That's
and
true.
And Buzz goes,
Mrs. Nesbitt.
I miss Nesbitt. And also, like, I'm having tea with Marie Antoinette, which as a kid didn't understand. And now as an adult, I'm like, oh, the headless doll, too soon.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Does she have cake on her plate when?
Don't remember. Don't remember.
Because that would be another little genius.
Yeah.
Or maybe they all have cake except for her.
I guess I just liked this daughter, and she I guess it embodies some revenge element or some appeasement when, like, at the end, after the toys teach Sid a lesson, then she kind of joins in on it too and chases him around the house with the doll. So I feel like she has a purpose, but not to a big emotional end. So that's fair.
Question for you. Mm-hmm. And this is something because obviously in the film, the fourth installment that doesn't exist.
And listen, we reviewed this film and you went hard on Toy Story 4, and I think I was a little bit more on the fence, like, Brady, we gotta be, it's Toy Story, it's fine, whatever. I think I've, like, 3 years later, I've never sat down and watched it in full. I've watched the other three. I've watched the other three countless times, and I sat down with my daughter because she loves these films.
Yeah.
And I sat down and I watched the fourth one with her, and literally, not only I got bored and was ready to walk away. I would have watched more if my daughter wanted to, but literally she was like, "Yeah, let's go do something else." Like a 2.5-year-old was like, "I've had enough. If this is screen time, I've had enough. Let's go do something." And it's just so bad. My point is, in 3 years, I've never sat through it once, and I've watched the other countless times. I've come full circle. It's so bad, it does not exist.
I have watched it twice all the way through since we reviewed it, and I will continue to hate on it 8 days a week.
I want to join you in hating it.
Garbage.
And it's just, really, like, and you have made a living, not actually, but kind of, on the whole, sequels, remakes, they do nothing, like, just do them. The best case scenario is you have something great. The worst case scenario, you still have the originals on the shelf, and, whatever, no harm done. Toy Story 4, this actually, like, goes back on that whole premise.
Yeah.
Because it ruins some iconic themes of the first three films, and just kind of like, after you've gone on this journey and learned the lessons that you've learned in 1, 2, and 3, those lessons, like, in some ways go out the window because of number 4.
Yeah.
It's just like, how could you absolutely burn the bridges or burn the track that got you here? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm heated.
So my question was,
please, how much do I hate Toy Story 4? A lot.
So obviously Bo Peep's not in Toy Story 3, and she's featured prominently in Toy Story 4, and we learn a little bit more about, she was the night lamp of Molly.
Yeah.
Do you ever in Toy Story 1 or 2, like, even I get in Toy Story 1, like, our reflections on objects and stuff isn't honed in and stuff like that. When Toy Story 4 came out, I was like, oh, she's made of porcelain? Right. I never. Do you ever get the impression in this film that she's a glass night lamp figure?
No. Not one bit.
Like, not at all. There's no, like, tinking when she walks. There's no, there's nothing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like that was a little bit of a retcon or something.
Yep.
But, yeah. What are the things you love, sir, about Toy Story?
I hit on them. It is so emotionally charged and driven. is a kid, there's elements that a child can relate to, you know, jealousy, being forgotten, being replaced. But as an adult, there's just as equally, if not more, things that you can hone in on, like existential crisis. Like just this whole cliff that Buzz falls off when his world is broken, his worldview is broken, of who he is and what his purpose is and how he finds it meaningless now, and just all these deep impactful things that as an adult you watch and go, whew, like these are high stakes. So just how emotionally driven it is. And you know what? This is the textbook. This is the template that they made. Human elements in inanimate objects, in non-human characters that are it's fun to watch in a world and we can relate to. Just a day in the life of the toy, and how they made it emotionally charged. It's not just like toys who want to have weird motivations or motivations that are just unique to each toy. They have this seamless connective desire. They all want to be played with. They want to be cared for by their master, and it's just heartwarming. And I just think about how every decision that was made in this movie has kind of emotional implications. And I read at one point, one of the endings that they thought of was actually Barbie jumping off the moving truck with her Corvette, based off the real toy. And they were going to have the car go back and save Woody and Buzz when, you know, they're stuck on the road. And because of copyright issues, like Mattel said, no way, Jose, we don't know if this film's going to be crap or not. You're not using Barbie, and that's why Barbie doesn't show up until the sequels. And I just think that would have been the most hollow climax resolution. Instead, we get this going up in the rocket, and we've got these two toys flying with each other, and the growth that they've each individually come so far, both in their own journey, with their journey with each other, and just coming to this climax of, we're flying, no, we're falling with style. And it's just so hits on everything that we've seen since they first met, and it's just so emotionally impactful. And so I think that's just an example to me of just, it's not just about toys interacting, it's just so emotionally thorough and followed through, and that's what I love about this. There's literally a list of 427 things that I could probably recite to you, that I like this, I like that, but the connection is, it's just so emotionally charged and wonderful, and that's what I love. That's what I love about it.
That's really interesting to me, that thing with Mattel, because when Buzz is introducing himself to the other toys and they're introducing themselves to him, Rex identifies as being from Mattel.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe they were a little lenient, but not...
Yeah.
Or I don't know what the laws are about that. Maybe you can mention a brand by name. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a really good point. I don't know.
Because clearly, like, I don't think Rex is he's not based on an actual toy.
I don't think so.
No.
What do you like? What do you love?
Literally, there's no point in saying everything that you said, and then everything else. Like, just the movie, right? Like, and probably so much of that is nostalgia.
Sure, because you grew up with it, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
Did you because maybe I'm a freak and I'm the only one that did this, but like as a young kid, when your imagination was still running wild, did you ever like fantasize or like wonder if like when you left your room or went to school, if some of your toys came alive?
I'm so lame. I never had that thought.
Oh man!
Like talked to toys or like interacted with them, but I never had the imagination to go, I wonder if they're having their own adventures when I leave. That's a very cool concept.
Yeah, I totally bought into it for years of my childhood.
Who did you like? You know, someone's got to pick a side in every relationship or every argument or whatever. Who did you, if you had to cast a vote, whose side were you on in this whole dispute? Woody's or Buzz?
neither. Like, definitely not Woody's.
Really?
Well, yeah, because Woody's like, he's malicious at times. Like, he's downright, he tries to knock Buzz out the window.
But in what he says is true. It was an accident to a degree. Like, I think he wanted to throw him, I think, behind the desk, not like to his death out a window. But granted,
still, he's not a great guy.
He's not a great guy.
Jealousy makes people ugly.
It does.
But then even Buzz is like, I don't know, sometimes he's just a little arrogant and full of himself. And part of that is like kind of not his fault because, he's just ignorant. I'm honestly like, I'm on the side of like, I don't know. I don't think I'm on anyone's side. I think I'm just like along for the ride. Yeah. Honestly.
Maybe this says something about me as a person, but like I was just on Woody's side through and through, and I overlooked some of his shenanigans just because I was like, Buzz, you are just an arrogant jerk, just ruining everything. But that's definitely emotionally charged. It's not rationally thought out.
No. Do you have anything else to say, sir?
Not really. My things I enjoyed, the virtual reality or virtual realty for sale sign on the house. I thought that's just so clever. Loved the Binford toolbox, the whole Tim Allen bit.
Yeah, from Home Improvement. Yep.
Home Improvement. I laugh every single time when Woody is stuck in that machine with the green squeaky toys and they're all saying the claw, and just Woody's trying his darndest to say, Buzz, come on, like there's a back door, let's get the heck out of here, let's get out of Dodge. And these little green guys start slapping Woody like, no, we must obey the claw, like we must respect it. And just Woody goes off, he's like, stop it, you zealots.
Yeah,
stop it, you zealots. And I like every time he says that phrase, stop it, you zealots, I like laugh out loud, just something about it.
Because it is just like any other Pixar film, it is peppered with adult humor.
Yes. Oh. Yeah. And just like I said, the ending is incredible. Love it. Just so emotional. And I love the Hakuna Matata, the little Easter egg with when they're in their van and they're singing it and it's playing. And it's wild because I think Lion King only came out like a year, maybe two at most before this. So,
because what's the one joke, talking about adult jokes?
Laser Envy?
There's a couple of like Laser Envy. There's when again, this isn't like in the next one, when Jesse kisses Buzz on the cheek,
right,
and his wings pop out.
Oh yeah, that
is a relatively adult joke. When he's where's there's the on the cannibal toys. There's the fishing wheel has got like hooker legs, like they're these long fishnet stocking, high pumped. Like there's a lot of things, or even like when in this one, there's a relatively dirty joke where Bo uses her cane to pull Woody in by the crook of his neck. And she says something to the effect of like, I'll get someone to watch the sheep later so we can have some private time. And Woody like blushes and gets all giddy and like, they're not talking about like hanging out and chatting. Like, it's like, there's enough stuff in there that is referential to older adult humor.
Right.
Yeah. Scale of 0 to 10, sir. Toy Story.
If we had the animation of 1999's Toy Story 2, I would be saying 10 out of 10. But I can't. There are some flaws in the animation, and that really is the only thing that I have a real problem with. The other flaws I said are passable for me. So it's close. I gave it a 9 out of 10 on a scale of 10. On how much effort to put in, so often I would pay premium access $30 and on that scale, I'd pay premium access to see this. Maybe even borderline, I'd pay to see it in theater, depending on like if they did an anniversary, like in 3 years when it'll be 30 years. If they upped some of the graphical shortcomings and made it a little bit better, I would absolutely see this in theater, dolled up.
Or like a marathon, sit and watch all three and then leave before the fourth starts.
Yep, basically.
Be like, I've already paid too much money to see this hot trash.
Yeah, I gave it a 9 out of 10. What do you give it out of 10?
I give it an 8.5, but that's only to leave room for Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I got some news for you, sir.
Sure.
Oh gosh, where to start? It looks like Henry Cavill may be returning for a Superman reboot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
How do you feel? How do you feel about that?
I have no problems with it. I liked him in the movies I saw. I didn't like Man of Steel, but that's not him. It just the movie to me dragged a bit. But in like the Snyder Cut and the Justice League and the Batman v Superman, I liked him. So no problems with that at all.
Nice. Yeah, he's my favorite Superman. I think he's so good in the role. So like
he is.
Yeah.
Good point. Like he really is
for that.
Yeah.
So for a while now, because of the pandemic and other things, world political stuff happening and so on and so forth, we've had a supply chain issue. And the next thing that's going to be affected by that is cinema popcorn. We might run out of popcorn in movie theaters.
What?
And what's interesting about it is it's not the popcorn. It's not the canola oil that they cook the popcorn in. It's a shortage of the glue that they use to package the canola oil to ship. Yeah. So it's weird.
Jeez.
It's like this, you have to like follow the logic. But there may come a time where you go into your movie theater and say, I'll get a large popcorn, and they say, how about some Skittles?
I'm so sad.
Yeah.
Like that. Oh.
Top Gun has scored the second highest opening weekend not opening weekend, its second weekend, because films drop off. Obviously, its first week is always its most financially successful. But Top Gun has scored I've said this all wrong. It has scored the best second weekend in history.
Best second weekend. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So was as far as like the ratio of drop off and profit.
Right.
Top Gun Maverick has had the least drop off from weekend 1 to weekend 2 in cinema history. So people are still going. People are still going.
Where do we think it's going to end up on the highest grossing films of all time? Like, do you think it's going to crack top 10?
I don't. Hang on. Let me pull up the list of top 10. Top 10 highest grossing movies.
Mm-hmm.
So we have
Avatar, numero 1.
Numero 1.
Avengers Endgame.
Wait, so this list does not. Hang on. Box Office Mojo.
Box Office Mojo. Back in my day.
Mojo. All time. Top lifetime grossers. Worldwide. Okay, so Avatar is number 1.
Yep.
With 2.8 billion. It's not passing Avatar.
No.
Next up with 2.7 billion is Avengers Endgame. It's not going to pass that. Then Titanic with 2.2 billion. The Force Awakens with 2 billion. Avengers Infinity War with $2 billion. Spider-Man No Way Home with $1.9 billion is in the sixth slot. Number 7, Jurassic World with $1.6 billion. Next up is the 2019 Lion King with 1.6. The first Avengers with 1.5. And then Fast and the Furious 7 with 1.5 in the number 10 slot. If it could bump any of those, it will be the Fast and it might take the number 10 slot. But I'm skeptical.
I don't have any logical base to say this because I don't know the stats, I don't know the metrics. I'm not saying this from an educated perspective. But now that you say it's not going to do this, it's not going to do that, why not? I mean, it's already, according to Wikipedia, it's already grossing over 600 million. So
yeah, but there's a lot of films. There's a lot of films between that and like hang on, I'll scroll down this list and I'll see 600 million.
So, yeah, well, and I get it. 600 million isn't going to get it done. Like,
so let's say it makes another 150 million. Let's say it reaches 750 million.
Oh yeah, and I get it. If it goes that's not going to crack any lists.
That will land it securely in the 112th slot.
Sure. Yeah. It's
so,
I hear you, it's got a long way to go, but I'm just wondering if this could be the next thing that just stays in theaters because people keep seeing it. Like people who haven't seen it yet are seeing it.
And maybe.
That's I think what I'm trying to get at. Like I just wonder if this will be the thing that just perpetually just keeps churning and churning and churning until 2.8 it's not going to get there. But I feel like it could crack.
It's tough though because if I scroll through and I look at all of the films in like the top 100, there are Jumanji movies, Shrek movies, Harry Potter movies, Pirates of the Caribbean, MCU movies, Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. So like these are films that Star Wars, Jurassic Park, like obviously these are films, 007, they have a larger fan base than Top Gun. These are like major franchises.
I'm not saying this with numbers to back it up. I'm just speculating. But Tom Cruise could be enough to propel that. 38 years or 34 or whatever it is of gap between sequels. Like, I guess I'm just saying I could see it being the little engine that could and propelling itself.
I guess I'm not confident
enough to say it will, but I feel like it has a chance.
So scrolling through, the highest grossing Tom Cruise movie is Mission Impossible Fallout, and it's in the 96th slot.
Okay.
So Tom might not be enough.
We might not be enough.
Might not be enough.
I'm curious to see. I guess I'd say I'll grab some popcorn and wait and see.
Yeah.
But I might not even be able to get popcorn.
Might not be able to get popcorn. Scream 6 is in the works.
Woo boy.
And Neve Campbell, who plays Sydney and has in all of the Scream movies that has had Sydney in them, is reportedly saying that they're not offering her enough money for the value of her character, and so she does not plan on returning.
Dang.
I'm guessing you can't. I'm guessing they're going to shell out some cash. Like you can't.
Right.
She is the star character actor of this franchise. She is the livelihood of it. Right. So I don't see them proceeding without her. Sure. It's just not going to happen.
Yep.
Deadpool 3. The writers on that say that Disney, because it's now owned by Disney, have been very supportive of their R rating writing.
Wow.
There might be the odd joke where they're like, that's maybe a bit too far. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, they're giving them free rein to do what they want to do, which is very interesting for Disney. But I mean, you kind of have to. You can't bring a Ryan Reynolds Deadpool in at this point and make him PG-13. You just can't.
Rein it in. Rein it in.
No, there's no way. What else do we have? I'm saving that one for last. There's the next Jason Reitman directed Ghostbusters movie is in the works. Which is exciting for me.
What time frame? Like, so we're probably a couple years out then?
I would say at least 2 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We had a Black Adam trailer that's pretty cool. Okay, so finally. Oh, okay, no, not finally. So Jurassic World Dominion is currently the lowest rated Jurassic film in the entire franchise. People are hating on this film. It has a 37% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
I'm not shocked. I am excited for this new film. I would be lying if I said I don't have any interest in seeing it. But I just vibes and red flags that I get from watching some of the trailers, and just the more I'm breaking down and thinking about how I think about this newer trilogy, I'm
not a big fan of the new trilogy.
Yeah, and like nothing is giving me excitement to say, ooh, I wonder where this, I wonder how they're going to wrap this up. It's kind of like, well, you kind of have to make a third one.
Yeah.
Iconic franchise.
I'm literally going to be there for Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum. Like, that's...
Right? Yeah.
That's exactly what this is about. My favorite Rotten Tomatoes review, though, is there are plenty of films that require us to turn our brains off in order to enjoy them. But Jurassic World Dominion requires much more. It's not enough for your brain to be off. You have to be brain dead.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's some positive reviews in there, but that's the one that sticks out as the... And finally, there was a picture released online of Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay.
Sitting somewhere in like a Malibu hotel or condo or something.
Yeah.
Reading the script for Joker 2. A film that was supposed to be a standalone. But look, this is the thing. Sure. When you make a film, like it's every film that's ever been made, like don't kid yourself. Every film that's ever been made is a cash grab. People go, oh, this film was a cash grab. Yeah, exactly.
That's the point.
That is the point. It is the movie business. Right. And it's bad business to not be making a lot of money. And so the idea was that Joker was written and made to be a standalone film. But when you make a film for $67 million, which is a very lean budget for a movie, and it grosses over $1 billion,
right,
you don't not make another one.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
for sure.
I am pumped. I know your anus has just clenched a little, but that's I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited to be returned to that gritty world. Yeah. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Gritty.
Gritty's one word for it. Upsetting, disturbing.
A word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you watch this week, sir?
I watched 2 films. I've been kind of making a point of watching films that I've either seen a long time ago or are on my top 25 list, and just reevaluating, saying, is this still good? Is this still top 25? Is it higher or is it lower? Where is it at? So I watched 2 films. The one, coincidentally, was Saving Private Ryan. Coincidentally being when we're recording, it was actually just a couple days after the D-Day anniversary, June 6th. So I have always gone on record saying I loved Saving Private Ryan. I think it's one of the best war films ever made, just because of just some things that were done. And I would tend to agree.
Second only to Hacksaw Ridge.
I never said that. I like Hacksaw Ridge. I still think Saving Private Ryan is more iconic. I gave it a 7 out of 10. It's not perfect by any means, and it's not top 10 anymore for me. At one point it was.
It can drag.
You know what? It does. You know, I won't get into problems that it has. I will just say compliments of it. The opening scene is incredible, and just it's one of those things that I forget that I'm watching a film, and I instantaneously go, thank the veterans for doing that specific battle, but like just fighting for our freedom. So like there's that aspect of it that the film has a mission that it accomplishes of just wanting to pay respect to people who have done things for others. But just something that I think the film does really well is having a point, which is, you know, not always common in war films. Sometimes it's just about the action, just about the violence. But how it does it so well in this film is it has this theme, and it comes out about 4 or 5 different times. And it all just kind of feeds the main theme about, you know, how much is one person's life worth. And they never bog it down with like, let's have a long dialogue about it. It'll be in the middle of an action scene. They'll say something in passing, and it's another incident that's going on, but it refers to the same theme. And so there's all these different examples of the things pointing in the one direction. So I guess it's just a really great film in that it rows in the same direction, but it never slows down to, you know, have a pacing issue for me. So it's a 7 out of 10. I still think it's incredible. It's not as good as I once thought it was, as far as being top 10. But I've really come to now really appreciate Tom Hanks. I've got an inner circle now where I've got Leonardo DiCaprio. I've now got Tom Cruise. And I think I've got Tom Hanks. I think those are like my trifecta of like iconic movie stars. And, you know, I guess it's not that much of a hot take to say Tom Hanks is good. But
yeah, I wonder who would be in mine. Like, it wouldn't be the same list as my favorite actors.
Sure.
But like, who are the actors who I just know, oh, it's going to be good.
Right. Yep. I hear you.
Yeah. Andrew Garfield might be on his way there for me.
I am actually shocked. I think if you thought about it more, I think you like, if I'm speaking for you, I'm surprised he's not there, and I think he might be there for you.
I think he just needs to get, like, I think he's guaranteed a ticket into that circle of trust. Sure. I think he just needs to do some more stuff. I think he's just he's still a little too green for me to like not embarrassingly say, oh yeah, he's a movie star in my circle of trust.
Right. The only other thing I watched this week was rewatching a top 10 film of mine that did stay in the top 10 and moved up a bit in the top 10. I watched the 2014 Whiplash. And oh my goodness, I gave it a 10 out of 10. I don't do that often. It is one of a small handful of films that I thought was flawless, and it still was.
Because of J.K. Simmons and the size of his biceps.
Not necessarily that, but J.K. Simmons' acting was incredible. Yeah, it's, you know, it's, for those who haven't seen it, it's just about a young musician who has aspirations, and it's just so gritty. It doesn't idolize or romanticize anything about the industry that it's portraying, and just it's incredibly, incredibly powerful. Just about the demands that greatness costs for an individual, and how he's so set on it. And the ending of that film, I was trying to discern if it was just the ending that was powerful or whether it was the whole film. And it is such an ending that I got tingles and shivers from it, because it's an ending of the film that requires you to watch the whole film to fully get the emotional context of what is happening and what's significant for each of the two main characters at the end, and how they've changed both in the whole film and both dynamically in the last few seconds of the film. And I love everything about this film. I love how it brings the vibrance of music to film. Music is just kind of like one of those things. It's like, how do you describe sunshine to someone who's never seen it before? How do you visualize music in a film in a way that isn't boring or weird or grotesque or just weird? It's just all these just visceral shots of music being performed and played, and just I honestly, if we had another 45 minutes, I'd tell you about how much I love it, and as I should for a movie that got 10 out of 10. And all this being said, there's like a scene in this film where he's at a kitchen table and he is just so isolated. No one understands his plight, and it's so incredible. I could talk about it all day. Just it is one of my favorite films, and I would recommend it to those who are interested. The only disclaimer I would say is there's a lot of homophobic slurs used in it, and I had trouble getting past that, and no way would I ever condone anything like that in film. The only thing that I realized that I think is why it makes sense is this character is it's a complete jackass who does that, and so I think it is in line with a person being a jackass. And so if you watch a movie from 20 years ago that has homophobic slurs, you go, wow, that's not acceptable, and that was more common at the time. In the context of this film, it's a more recent film. I think it's just to make this person be a real jerk. And I had trouble just getting past that at times. And then I realized, okay, this is here because he's a jerk. So that's the only thing I had trouble wrapping my head around. But I guess it had a purpose of not normalizing it or glorifying it, but just saying, this person's a jerk. And also, they're using these slurs because they're such a jerk. And they're like, yeah, that would be my only disclaimer. But
yeah, that's fair.
Sorry, I literally rambled for 45 minutes on that, and I would do it again. That makes sense because it's a drumming movie.
Yeah. See, there you go. Well planned.
There you go.
Well planned.
What did you watch this week?
I didn't watch any movies this week just because it was a busy week and we had 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I had to watch 2 movies for the But obviously, I watched the 4th episode of Obi-Wan.
Oh, I'm 1 behind you. Okay, how are you doing?
I think it's the weakest of the 4 episodes, but
really?
I also think it has the coolest moment of the series yet.
What a polarizingly opposite thing to say, but I get it.
Once you see it, call me and we'll discuss the moment.
Sure.
But
sure.
And then I watched. They've dropped the first episode of Ms. Marvel, so I watched that today. And sure. Some of the episodes, some of the plots of some of the Disney Plus MCU shows have been hit and miss at times. This first episode of Ms. Marvel might be the best MCU Disney Plus episode that we've ever gotten.
You keep one-upping it. Every new series, you're like, this is the best. This is the best. And
no, I'm
not saying that as you being a ping pong ball of going back and forth. I'm just saying they are churning out stuff that, even if it's not the best, it's obviously of high enough caliber of content that
the only thing that could potentially give this a run for its money would be WandaVision.
Sure.
But, oh my goodness, it was so good.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Wrap it up, sir.
Have you, where are you? Are you partaking in the Stranger Things viewing?
Okay, listen. I watched the first season, back when it came out, and I watched a portion, maybe half of the second season, and it kind of lost me.
Sure.
And so I haven't finished the second season. I haven't seen any of the third season. But everyone's raving about the 4th season, and so Brianna and I have been talking about, okay, maybe it's time to start over and just barrel through this. So I am fairly in the dark. Sure. I'm trying to stay that way intentionally, and but I plan on rectifying that.
Very fair. Very fair.
Yeah.
I have watched it. I guess that's one thing I forgot to mention. I'm maybe 4 episodes in of the 7, and then there will be additional ones released in the near future.
Right. Do you like it?
It's okay. I don't regret it. I think I had some regrets in season 2, definitely some throughout season 3. I think some of what they're trying to do in this season is interesting. They're taking a different tone as far as the content eeriness or the strangeness.
I've heard they've gone more horror.
Yeah, and I don't, that's not my cup of tea, but that's not necessarily always a deal breaker for me. Just some of the directions they've gone with it, though, I'm starting to feel a little bit, okay, we're getting a little contrived here. This is getting a little bit hokey. We've lost a bit of our roots from, the early on years of what made this story magical. So
for me, the issue with season 2 was that, once we got Will back, I realized I don't like Will.
Will, yeah, I will say in season 4, I don't have any problems with Will yet, but he is not the most iconic of the 4.
No.
Yeah. No.
And they in season 2, they'd broke up the band. Everyone was Eleven was off doing her thing. And I was just like, I don't care. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. I'm excited to sit down and watch it though.
What I will say is I don't know how I feel about it artistically, but I will say the one cool thing is just a viewer. We're watching about an episode a day, and it's just fun to have something that's centrally interesting that we go, for an hour a day, we're going to be transported to another universe, another
what's going to happen tonight?
What's going to happen tonight? And I honestly just feel something nostalgic about that, like tuning in around the old tube TV and, being at the mercy of this story. So,
the cardboard box with the puppets. Yeah.
Right. So if nothing else, I'm getting a kick out of it.
Cool. All right, sir, wrap this thing.
Thank you all for listening. We really do appreciate it. Thank you to our Patreon supporters, and particularly the ones who voted. There were quite a few. And thank you for all who voted just in general, even if you're not a Patreon supporter. We really appreciate it. Gave some shout outs to ones earlier, Andrew and Marshall. We had a few others, and I do appreciate it. Brady does as well. Follow, subscribe. Check out our Patreon page if you haven't done so already. And stay tuned. We've got some new releases coming up, and there will be obviously more votes coming up in the future too. So always give a like and a comment and help your voice be heard.
Yeah. And next week is Jurassic World.
Mm-hmm.
So tune in for that supposed big pile of dinosaur shit.